interior. He said if they can limit them in that department, they'll be in good shape.
And thanks for that story, Doris. That's good.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep. That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
On offense, here are the Magic. They're on a 10-2 run here. Shot's good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen. You got it.
Freak with it, working on Rose, and that one's good. Freak.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start exactly what they were hoping for.
Now here's Rose. A 29-point game for him in the win against Boston.
And equally as impressive, the playmaking. Just sensational. The way he was seeing the court and making the game easy for his teammates.
Now here's Oladipo. After the miss from Pau Gasol. Got that one up quick. 6 points for Freak.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
While we've got a moment, let's now take a look at the teams that had the most second chance points on the season. The Bulls in second.
And just having a terrific year on the offensive glass. Not just the big men, but even the guards are getting in on the act.
Some changes for Chicago. Noah comes in for Pau Gasol. And it's Chalmers in for Doug McDermott. Bulls trail by 14. Outside Rose. Noah with a screen for Rose. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
For Chicago, they won their last contest that game against the Boston Celtics.
Well, that was a very physical game, and I think that plays into their hands. So a lot of their points came at the foul line.
And it also led to a lot of foul trouble for some of the key guys they were up against. So we can't forget about that part of it either.
And the Magic with possession. They're on a 16-4 run right now. And the shot is good.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their pass. And you can tell he's hungry because that's how you eat away at a lead right there. Make some highlight reel plays and shake that defense up.
Well, Greg, you're right. Not all 2 points are the same. Not when they come on a stuff like that one.
Well, I like the craftiness in his game. I mean, he can distribute or he can attack the basket, just like we saw right there.
Orlando leading by 12. We've got 1:28 left to play here in the first. Here's Vucevic. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Vucevic has got 8 points.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Yeah, and you know what, Greg? You like their effort level here in the early going. I mean, they're really making things happen for themselves.
And Orlando has possession. Following the three-point attempt by Nikola Mirotic. And it's Freak missing.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Shot's good by Butler.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Now here's Freak. He's covered by Rose. From 15 feet away, pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And that's now 8 points for Freak. Bulls trail by 14. Outside Rose. And it's Freak with the rebound.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And it's a nice lead as well. I mean, it's no mystery how they've done it. They're attacking the basket.
Chicago has gone 0 of 4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. He took good advantage of that screen. Mirotic has got his first bucket of the night.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Freak. Good if it goes. Got it off in time, but it's no good. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Magic lead by 14. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. And emerging as a superstar, tremendous growth from Freak. We caught up with ace defender Jimmy Butler about the challenge of trying to contain him.
My team, we're all guarding him as a whole. We're all guarding everybody as a whole. It's 5-man offense, 5-man defense. I feel like he's an incredible player, but I feel like that doesn't intimidate me at all. This is what you dream of growing up. You want to play against the best. You want to guard the best, to tell you the truth. That's what I wanted. That's what I asked for. I feel like now it's here.
But naturally, for a player like Jimmy Butler, who loves defense, plays terrific defense, you know, it's always going to be his priority, Greg, and focus. But Freak is a tough assignment, no matter who the defender is.
He sure is. I mean, you know, like Butler said, the first...
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Portis comes in for Taj Gibson. Mirotic is checked in for McDermott, and it's Rose in for Mario Chalmers. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Portis is out there with Mirotic, and it's Noah in at the center. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Raptors got the job done. He dropped in 24 points and was effective from long range as he got that scoring line by dropping in a good amount of threes. A bit of a surprise attack for him, as he is usually just regarded as a role player on his team.
Doris, thank you. Well, guys, you know, he made play after play in that game.
You know, let's see if he can keep it going tonight. I say he does. I'll bet he goes off again.
That's a pretty bold prediction there. I mean, he's going to have to be very, very strong to even come close to dittoing that performance.
Personal foul, third team foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
Freak, taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Look at the night for Freak. He has 12 points and 1 assist.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And it's Butler missing.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Bulls trail by 20. Knocked loose. Lets the 3 fly. That's good. Butler's got 7 points for the quarter.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Orlando's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Freak passes to Gordon. Makes it off the glass.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
The dish to Noah. Butler against Oladipo. And Butler gets it to go on the assist by Noah. And that's 11 points for Jimmy Butler.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Oladipo against Rose. Oladipo dishes to Freak. The three-pointer off the mark. 2 on the clock, and finished off by Rose.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Orlando out in front, up by 15. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
All right, fellas, great job in the early going, but we've got to keep playing the same way. Keep this building out of it. They look absolutely helpless out there to contain our low post offense. And the more that continues in the second half, the more beat up and dejected they're going to be. But we've shot the ball well, I'll give us that. And it's because we've had great shot selection. We've made really good choices with the ball. And let me touch on tempo for a second. We're not out to use the whole shot clock, but I would like to see us get set up offensively. That's it for now, guys. Let's go get that W.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Freak really making a difference here.
And, you know, not always the guy that you would expect to be making the big plays, but so far tonight, he has delivered.
Yeah, he has, and he's really been a difference maker so far, and it wouldn't surprise me if they look his way a bit more to end this game.
Here's Rose. Here's who Scott Skiles is starting the second half with. Gordon and Vucevic together in the post. Freak is out there with Victor Oladipo. And it's Fournier in at the small forward position. And Butler gets it to go. Orlando with the ball. They led the game at 1 point by 20. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and a 4-game season series between these two. Both will be looking to set the tone tonight.
Yeah, and as they renew acquaintances, if you're the underdog, you always want to show, hey, we've got something new up our sleeves. It should be fun.
Bulls trail by 15. Outside Rose. Oladipo against Butler. And Mirotic has it in the corner. Orlando grabs the miss.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
That is his shot, guys. So you can't just give it to him. You've got to get up on him and get into his airspace there.
Outside Gasol. He dishes it to Butler. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo.
Wow, this game just a commanding performance for Butler. He's got 13 points, and he was able to come up with one steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
And the first one at the line is good. Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Chalmers comes in for Rose. Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Orlando. Jennings comes in for Victor Oladipo. And so he makes both from the line. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Now here's Freak, defended by Chalmers. And Fournier kicks to Vucevic. Here's Freak. And again, it's Orlando with the three.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Bulls trail by 19.
Chicago timeout call.
Start it.
Got no game, Bulls, no game.
All right, man, let's get up. Let's get it out, boy. Your love Bulls.
Let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Portis comes in for Taj Gibson. Mirotic is checked in for McDermott, and it's Rose in for Jimmy Butler. Orlando leading by 23. Here's Oladipo. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Oladipo's got 6.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
There's the pick. Now here's Rose. Defense is right there. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's on its way from Chalmers for 2. And again, Chicago, no good.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Oladipo, the pass to Freak, and he gets it to go. Freak's got 22.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense. I mean, it's all been terrific.
On its way from Rose for 2, and he didn't get quite enough under that one. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Orlando out in front, running away with it. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Here's Napier. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Portis. Gibson comes in for Dunleavy.
You got it.
Mirotic is checked in for Garrett Temple. And it's Rose in for Aaron Brooks. Orlando also making some changes. Fournier is checked in for Dwayne Dedman. Victor Oladipo comes in for C.J. Watson. And Freak subbed in for Shabazz Napier. At the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Mirotic out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Gibson in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Changes for Chicago. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Gibson. And it's Butler in for Noah. Bulls have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Butler with the ball, now defended by Oladipo. That's good. 8 points for Pau Gasol.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Orlando leading by 21.
You got it. Get the ball inside.
Here's Freak. And it's Orlando with another.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Now Rose. They set the pick. Gasol kicks to Butler. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Great open look there. And it's 7 points for Nikola Mirotic.
As long as they keep spraying them from deep, we're going to have ourselves one exciting finish.
Yeah, it took them a while, but now they're starting to get into a flow from outside. And boy, is that timely.
Freak dishes to Vucevic. Pass to Oladipo. Lets it go from deep. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. And this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Magic.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark's fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Freak. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And the 3 off target. Rose against Gordon. Rose kicks to Mirotic. And again, no good by Chicago. Freak with it. Can't connect. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And coming up next, the postgame show with Ernie Johnson, Shaq, and Kenny the Jet.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan player of the game, Freak.
He was up to every single challenge he faced tonight. He was in such control of the ball game. His showcase of his skill set was awesome.
Well, certainly a solid night for him offensively. Excellent production pretty much everywhere. He was what I call NSV, Ernie, a nice safety valve. When they need to open up the valve, he came through with that offense.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.